the day that Jesus died. Legend says that every demon and mythological creatures are said to be more powerful. Those who practice black magic are stronger that day. All this time, the Santo Niño has been all over the house, from one place to another. I can't explain it, but every time something bad happens, the Santo Niño was there. Today, we're going to the town. As we were passing by the roadside, we see people taking their shirts off, and they whipped themselves until they were bleeding. They kept walking and whipping themselves. Others we saw immolated the crucifixion, nails digging into their palms, crying and shouting in agony as they are nailed to the cross. Such a masochistic and painful practice because of fate. I never understood this, and I don't think I will ever understand why someone would choose to harm themselves because of faith. As we made our way through the town, we passed by markets and little shops on the side of the road. Some are selling rosaries, some are selling fruits, some are selling statues of saints and the Virgin Mary and the Santo Niño. As I walked by, a woman grabbed my arm, saying, "You need this. Something is following you. You need this." I looked at what she was holding. It was a bottle with plants and leaves and roots and some form of liquid. At the bottom of the bottle, there was a tooth from an animal, I suppose. Hopefully. I looked at her and said, "No, thank you. I don't need it." She persisted and said, "Yes, you do. To protect you from the one following you." I pulled my arm away from her. I looked at her, and in my mind I said, "This woman is crazy. An invisible thing following me? Really? I don't believe in such nonsense. At least, I didn't." We kept on walking, visiting different shops, buying all kinds of food and things. I kept looking around. I saw a group of women wearing black. Body and face were covered with a black cloth. As I was looking at them, Ben grabbed my arm and said, "Don't look. They're not the kind of people you should stare at." Confused, I looked at him and I asked why. There are those people who practice black magic. The only way to tell them apart from regular people is through their eyes. Their eyes reflect like a mirror. Instead of the image being upside down, theirs is like staring at your reflection. Another telltale is that the space between the upper lip and the nose doesn't have a dent like a normal person do. That is why they cover their faces. Those who practice black magic are feared throughout the town. Nobody could and would do anything about it. Everyone was afraid, so I averted my gaze. As I was walking away, one of those women bumped my shoulder. I looked into her eyes and she gazed into mine. She grabbed my arm, forcefully pulling me low enough to whisper in my ear, "There is someone following you." She smiled. Her words sent a shiver up and down my spine. I took a few steps back, averted my gaze once more, and hurried towards Ben. He asked what happened and I told him. He said, "Don't worry. The sun is still out. They can't harm you unless they have a piece of you, or you have a piece from them." After we bought what we needed to buy, we made our way back to the house. Along the way, I stood quiet, pondering as to what exactly was following me, that even practitioners of black magic would feel the need to approach me and tell me about it. As soon as we got home, I went inside and took a shower and came down the stairs for dinner. Ben and the cook greeted me in unison and told me that they will not be staying for dinner. As they were leaving, Ben turned to me and handed me a bottle. It was a bottle of weird leaves and roots that the lady was selling earlier. He said, "This will help you tonight." I have never been so afraid my whole life until this very day. The sun was setting down, and the air was getting colder. The wind has picked up. I don't know what to do. I have never been in this kind of situation. I ate my dinner alone and put away the plates. I locked all the doors and windows and headed up the stairs to my room. I have no intentions of leaving my room at this very moment. The clock strikes 6. The grandfather clock made it known. I remember what my grandmother used to do at 6 p.m. She used to pray the Angelus. I dropped to my knees, fearing what is to come. I clasped my hands, and I closed my eyes and I prayed. I was afraid. After I prayed, I called my mother to let her know I was all right. For now, the night is slowly approaching, and I am at my wit's end in anticipation of what's to come. Ever since I got here, I have been having weird dreams. I'm seeing things that shouldn't be happening. Tonight is supposed to be the peak of darkness, and I don't know what to do. I put the bottle that Ben gave me next to the Santo Niño on the dresser, hoping they would bring me peace, because if Ben is right, this will be the longest night of my life. 7 o'clock. The wind has picked up even more. I hear the leaves from the trees rustling. Some of the cold air has seeped into the house. I decided to go downstairs and light the fireplace. I took some logs that we had chopped and I put it in and added gas and lit it on fire. The wood began to pop and crackle. For some reason, I found it quite peaceful. The night is here. 8 p.m. I looked around. I closed all the curtains and I double-checked the doors and windows. The house was warm, so I decided to put the fire out and go back upstairs. 1, 2, 3, 4 steps, and a loud bang on the back door. It's probably a branch that fell because of the wind. 5, 6, 7, 8. A knock was heard on the front door. I am not opening it. 9, 10, 10 steps, and finally on the second floor. I heard my name being called from the outside. It sounded familiar. It sounded like my mother's voice. I paused and I looked at the door. Again it called to me. It sounded like my mom. How could that be? I just spoke to her. A loud bang on the front door. A loud crash on the back door. I ran to my bedroom door. I opened it and slammed it shut and locked it. Something is here. Something is coming to get me. I don't know what it is, but it wants me. My heart's beating so loud, I could barely hear anything else around me. I am afraid. I am afraid for my life. I fear that I will not last longer than this night. I can hear the leaves rustling because of the wind. The knocking has stopped. The banging has stopped. I don't know what's about to happen. But if there is a God up there, I hope that He would watch over me. I'm hoping for a miracle on the day that God is dead. The cold air slowly seeped into my room, and I felt a chill all over my body. It was stronger than before. I never knew that the Philippines could get this cold, unless you're in the northern area like Baguio. But the chill was real. The cold air was real. As I looked around to find where the draft is coming from, a loud crash downstairs. I heard one of the windows break. They're coming. It's coming.